Lovely Tuesday evening to everyone. Today is the 27th of June, 2023. This is a Tuesday evening, and it's 8:30 exactly, and I'm inside of the rolling condo. I am a fellow van lifer, or a person that lives in one's vehicle, and I am not new to this lifestyle. I just haven't filmed it before or really allowed anyone to know that I'm a part of this lifestyle. Um, I began this lifestyle situationally, so it wasn't like it was a thing, actually. It wasn't. Um, just so before I go on, I am on a city street, and the city street is busy at points. At times, it could be loud and disruptive, but I want to provide a realism for those that haven't experienced this lifestyle, or for those that maybe want to know, are you the only one who've experienced what occurs while living in one's vehicle? So anyway, this is the first video of the van lifestyle, or living in a vehicle, in which you're welcome to provide questions, suggestions, ideas of what would you like to know, or can make the channel to be appealing to you. So again, I'm not new to the lifestyle, just never filmed it or allowed anyone to know. That means that no family, no friends are really aware of what I do. And most times people don't really want to know or don't care anyway. So anyway, in about 2006 is when I began exploring the lifestyle situationally, because financially I wasn't making much money, and my lifestyle exceeded the income, and so therefore inflation was seen to be rising, where my income wasn't accommodating it. So therefore, in 2006, I had bought I believe it was a 2000 Ford Econoline E250 cargo van with a low roof, and put some few items in there to try to learn, could I make that be a place that I could reside, and put the remaining items, which was a lot of it, in a storage. In fact, a couple of storage units. I had a 2-bedroom, 2-car garage, 2-living room, 3-story townhome that I did not own. I rented it, and during the time of 2006, the rent was about $650 US. And I had other responsibilities outside of the home, so therefore my home plus the away from home expenses caused me to determine that I'm unfit to keep living in this townhome. I can't own it, and I don't make enough money to have surplus. I'm always at the minimum of paying all expenses. That I did do, but the problem is there was no surplus. There was no taking or having trips or doing much of anything recreationally, because primarily the income was primarily earned and brought back to people who collect money for services. So therefore, the van was used some of the time so I could learn, is this lifestyle realistic for me to be a part of? And it was quite uncomfortable, and especially I got the van during the summertime of 2006, and I was not ready to go out at the time, because I wanted to make sure it was mechanically able to be out there, so I wouldn't be one of those people that are needing a mechanic and can't get the help, and basically be potentially stranded. So wintertime is when I started exploring, and I would stay on city streets and go into public parks, and I got what you call the knock. The knock is where police officers are wondering, or basically they're doing a welfare check to learn, am I of any concern to them? Because being in one's vehicle, there's usually a look. Usually the vehicle could be cluttered or crowded, and although I didn't have that look, I did have a comforter on, and being that it was cold, I had the comforter covering my face, and it was about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, or 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I got the knock. And this was at a public park, and I was employed, and I was doing licensed practical nurse, and I had a person that I was providing G&J2 care for, and therefore I had to be at his home very early, and I would be there for 13 hours from 7 until whatever 13 hours from that point is, I guess 8 o'clock, I suppose. And so therefore I would sleep on the street to be near that person's home, because if I was at home, I would be comfortable enough to where I would sleep longer than I ought to. So therefore, sleeping in the vehicle was the way for me to assure that I wouldn't be late, because the person that I gave care for, he was dependent. His sister and him lived together, and his sister needed to go as soon or about the time that we got there, because she had a job, and she didn't want to be doing her job plus providing care to her brother, because it's a lot just to do one or the other. So therefore, I stayed in the vehicle to assure that I would be near her home. And as I said, it was very uncomfortable, very cold. Didn't have everything that I needed, had to have to make that experience. And a lot of the technology that I may have now didn't exist at the time. To my knowledge, it didn't exist. So therefore, van life was not sexy or a thing, quote unquote a thing. It's more a thing, I guess, within the last 4 years. It's been more of a thing. It's more stylized. It's more sexy looking. People provide a lot of beautiful highlights. And for people who was just living in their vehicles during the 2006 and earlier for some, and even during and afterwards, it was just being in your vehicle. It wasn't about any sex appeal to it. In fact, it had a negative stigma, like being a hobo or a gypsy or lowlife or unemployed or drug addict, or just some sort of outcast or something that shows destitute. And so I would have perhaps been thought of as one of those titles. And now I'm okay with the hobo, and me okay with being a gypsy or whatever people may want to label me, because it really doesn't matter. Because if a person cared for me, they will help rather than cast stones or criticize. Just simply just, learn what my wants, needs, and have to haves are, and learn if one can accommodate me rather than criticizing. So that's why I really don't show concern about what one thinks, because ordinarily it doesn't change my situation. If any, I'm just entertainment to them. So anyway, so again, the videos, this is video number 1. It's not edited. It's just simply giving a synopsis of what I'm about. As mentioned, one can ask questions, provide suggestions, and therefore, in essence, we can become familiar with each other, and we could just vibe. So, lovely Tuesday evening to everyone. My name is Soruno. That's my nickname, Soruno. And we'll vibe. It could be at any time. Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. But anyway, hasta luego. Hablar contigo, Rosas, y chao pa ahora. See?